A-M, and we are H-O-T-T-O-D-O. That's right. It's time for your favorite show, Office Hours AM. What's up, Nick Longo?
What's up, Andrew Hockrattle? How's it going?
It's good. It's good. For those of you watching this, hi. It is a glorious Thursday morning. And for those that are watching on Monday, hello from the past.
Yes.
Nick and I are both covering events this week for Adobe, hanging out. And Nick, where is your event going to be? And then I can talk about my event a little bit.
Yeah, so on Tuesday, we will be in Miami, and it should be a fun night. The details are in social media, so hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn, and you'll see everything there. How about you?
I will be hanging out in San Antonio and Houston. I'll actually be in Houston tomorrow when you're watching this. I'll be in Houston tomorrow and then San Antonio on Thursday. And if you want more information about these events, there are Create Now events that are across the U.S., all over the place, all the time. So you can simply go to creativecloud.splashthat.com, or if you want to see more events, you can go to adobe.com/events if it's easier for you. But you can see all of the different events that are coming up soon. So I will be, Nick, you will be in Miami. On the
Correct.
same day, I'll be in Houston. Look at us go. Across the U.S. So
Just
close, but
keeping
so far.
keeping everything nice and tidy for Adobe. Look at
That's
that.
it. And then we're moving on to Orlando. I will be in San Antonio. Nick might be at Orlando. We're not sure yet. I'll be in San Antonio. And then there are other events happening all throughout the U.S., all year, all the time. So if you're in any of these cities and you're watching this, go to a Create Now event. There's awesome stuff there. You can get cool swag designed by me that will be at some of these events and some other cool activations from the rest of our community. So again, it is just adobe.com/events. And that's why this is a pre-recorded episode. That was the longest intro to get there that I think I've ever had.
But it's still technically morning time while we're recording.
It's
so
still
this is still office hours.
I
AM.
have my coffee and I have, chat, you're going to get a little secret here. I have my Tupperware of gas station donuts because I got them yesterday and I really wanted two, but I didn't want them to go stale. And so I put them in Tupperware.
Oh, no, that's a good idea. But
right? I was like, I can't just leave these out, but I'm like...
Convenience store donuts.
Convenience store donuts in Tupperware from, I think, 2 days ago. So we did it. All right, chat, let's hop in and let's talk about a very special segment that we like to do here, and that is what's new with Adobe Express. There is some new features that happen in Adobe Express, and specifically one that I want to talk about that we missed a couple weeks ago. So this new feature in Adobe Express allows you to integrate seamlessly with a great service that helps you send large files. So all you're going to do is go to add-ons over here on the left and check it out. WeTransfer is here.
I know that logo.
I know that logo, that bubbly little smiley boy. So you can just click on that right there, and it is going to open up the WeTransfer plugin for you, which is or add-on for you, which is really cool. You can sign in, and then you can name your file. You can choose what pages you want to export. You can change the format, and then you can email it to someone, which is really, really cool. So if we wanted to, this is a graphic that I made. It's actually a little video that I made last week. Nick, this is the best thing I've ever made in Adobe Express. Did you see this stream at all?
No,
okay.
Play it.
So you won't be able to hear the music, unfortunately.
That's okay.
In chat, I'm going to turn down Nick's volume. Sorry, Nick, because it's probably going to be super loud. So chat, this is something that we made, and Nick, it's so good. Check us out. Pretty cool, right?
Nice. Did you blur those ones in the foreground?
Yes. Yes, I blurred the ones in the foreground. Yes. Okay, so let me go back one more time and kind of play the whole thing, and I'll kind of walk through it as I go. So basically what I did is those are blurred, and I had them pop in and then float. There is a layer of 2 arcade cabinets, and then I used Photoshop and Generative Fill to fill in the space behind the little orbs that are floating. And then we have a logo. I think there's another version where the logo like zooms in at the end, which is really cool. So
that's great.
Like, I do think it's the coolest thing I've ever made in Adobe Express. And if I wanted to send this to someone, I could just change it here to an MP4, and then we could email it to like my mom at gmail.com.
This is awesome.
My mom really wants this, I guess.
How did she get that email? That's great.
Right?
Must have been first person in Gmail.
First person in Gmail. And so we title it like social graphics, and then say like, hey, here's the social graphics. Graphics for you. We'll name this Pencil Warriors.
Cool.
.mp4, and then I just hit transfer, and it's going to seamlessly integrate with WeTransfer. Take this file, no matter how large it is, put it into the WeTransfer system, and email it out to my recipient, which is really cool. So that's what's
Very
new
nice.
with Adobe Express.
Who would have thought like a file would be big enough in Express like a year ago
Yeah.
to need WeTransfer?
Yeah,
So,
but if you're
like,
ordering, if you're
fantastic.
editing like a giant video, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I've been doing the little bumpers for the podcast, and they're like 4K. You could do a 4K MP4, even for just a few seconds, and it's massive.
Yep.
So yeah, like the quality, like, man, that is one of the best things I think about Express is it is kind of a pro app.
Yep.
If you think about it.
Yeah. And so
Really
if I
fun.
wanted to export this, we can export up to 4K in Adobe Express.
Yeah.
And so we can actually just use WeTransfer, which is really, really great. So
Wow.
new plugin in Adobe Express that just happened. Also, Translate, if you haven't used Translate, Translate is new. If you ever want to see what's new with Adobe Express, one, watch Office Hours, because we always will tell you what's new. Number one, watch Office Hours.
Yeah.
Two, Adobe Express is really good at labeling new with the content right here. And so something that is new here that I think we've talked about is if you go to Browse Templates, we can choose a template here, and there actually now is the ability to show presenter notes. I think we talked about this last episode, but again, great new feature here to show presenter notes. You can just go down here and you can type in your presenter notes, and then when you go to present, you can do presenter mode, which is new.
Yeah.
And you can see all your notes. You can see everything there, the slides that are coming up next, all that stuff. I'm going to start building more presentations in Adobe Express because it's seamless.
I've used it almost entirely exclusively since we've been messing around with it. And I got to say, template wise, I deal with a lot of these apps. These are some of the best. Yep. I'm really impressed with what they did. These are awesome.
I like that Office Hours has really just been a journey of Nick like discovering new things and then incorporating them into his workflow, which is what should happen for all of you as well.
But look at these, like, look at that barbecue party one. I mean, like, these are just, they're getting better and better and better. I just think this is so cool, and they're using the right fonts. And I think sometimes it's like I'm always like looking for something as a quick like little template to use, and you got to change about 50 things on it, right? And it doesn't even become the template. This is fantastic.
100%. And this is, I just like have to, sometimes I see a template and I'm like, I need to animate that. Like I must do it.
This is great.
Yeah. So there are great templates here in Adobe Express. Go use Adobe Express. If you're not doing it, use it. It integrates seamlessly with all of the different Creative Cloud apps you're using. So make sure that you are incorporating that into your workflow. And Nick, do we want to kind of go back and forth? Do we want to go like straight through all the new stuff with Adobe?
I like alternating. Let's alternate.
All right. So we talked a little bit about what's new with Adobe Express. Let's talk a little bit about what's news within the design industry.
I was waiting for the transition. What was this segue going to be?
What's new and what's news? So let's hop in here and talk about what is new. And Burt's Bees. This is a really, really cool inspiration collaboration. You know I love a good brand collab. I mean...
Oh, look at those brand new boots. Like the least they could have done is worn them a little bit, right? Make it look
these look like AI generated boots. Like these, these like wearing like stilettos, and they're like, oh, I need them in boots. Nick, tell us a little bit about this project and what's going on here.
Yeah, so Burt's, to celebrate their 40th anniversary, they did this really great collection of new product and merch and swag. I like this because I think they were the perfect brand. I always loved when like ramen noodles became a big thing in apparel. Remember when that happened a few years ago? And it was like the perfect brand to make that leap. And Burt's is awesome. I almost think this is such a great throwback to their original vibes that why don't they stay here? Like, I almost think that this is like something they should continue. This next picture has a lot in one. There you go. Whoa. You can see the whole 84 collection. I love this vibe. It really does look authentic. Don't you think? It doesn't feel like someone trying to play flashback to that time with today's world. It really does look like it's from that era.
Yep. The really water bottle is one of the best like product to merch conversions I've ever seen, because
perfect. It's the chapstick. Or
exact same
I shouldn't say
like
that. It's the
it's
lip balm.
so good.
Chapstick's
Lip balm.
another brand.
Thank you. Lip balm.
Oh, and look at the little like carabiner that holds the
It
lip
holds your
balm.
it's so
Like you
good.
had to do that. I think that's great. So kudos to them for doing something really fun, you know?
That's awesome. And it looks like it was done by the internal team, I would
Oh,
guess.
t-shirts. Look at those. The embroidered patches are fire. Like
It's so good.
look at the dimensionality on those. Those are not flat. Like
Yeah, they've
those
got some like
are they on the
major
top
stitching
too?
on there.
I think they're on the top. There's a close up of them on the very top of the page.
Oh yes, and
Uh,
it says, oh yeah.
there you go. Look at that.
It
Oh,
says here that it is in collaboration with the agency Tavern,
mm,
which is interesting. While we talk about our next thing, maybe I'll research a little bit of Tavern, and we'll hop back and forth today. It's gonna be
yeah.
the flip flop episode, and let's hop over. Nick, do you want to show some of the stuff that's one of the features that's new in Adobe Illustrator?
Yeah. All right, perfect. And you're gonna have to walk me through this because
Oh,
I
I
was looking
will.
through. I
I
was
will do
looking
it
through
while I
a few of
research who
yours.
Tavern
Yeah,
Agency
yeah.
is.
All right, cool. So the enhanced text to vector graphics here are pretty cool. So it's now right there in the contextual bar, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
So let's
And
get that back.
what's
Cancel here.
cool
Boom.
is so we can make a shape. Let's make a shape real
Yeah,
quick. Um,
gotcha.
so like make any shape. So it just like Photoshop, we can start just like with a generate vector, but the text to shape is
Yeah,
like more exciting and kind of the
nice.
same. So we can start. So we can make a shape, and this can be
Yeah,
like any shape. So like if we wanted to do like a planet, if we want to do a
trapezoid.
star,
Yeah,
if we want to do whatever it is, just the general shape. You can even use the brush tool to like move it out a little bit. And let's say with this
yeah.
square, we wanted to create like a frame. So you just
How
make
about if
your
we
shape.
do a
Yes.
wilderness patch, something like we just saw,
Okay, yeah, let's
right?
do it. Do you
How
want to
about
do
like
more of a
a?
patch shape?
Oh yeah. All right. So should I just do like this?
Yes, yes, let's do that.
It's a simple patch. Or you want to actually make it a little bit more fun, like put in
Yeah,
like maybe
like
a
a little
circle
like
at the
unique
top.
little polygon, route
Yeah.
some edges out. And Tavern Agency, I found them.
Yeah.
And really awesome work here. And we're discovering this for the first time. Some awesome stuff. You can see the Burt's Bees campaign. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Ooh, look at that gold. This is very Nick Longo. This is very Nick
Oh.
Longo right there.
Whoa, I need to bookmark this. I'm working on something very. Oh, wait, stop.
That's that's the best reaction you can have to someone looking at your website. No, wait, stop
Oh,
scrolling. That's
oh.
so tasty.
I'm designing beer cans right now and I'm in a complete creative funk.
So tasty.
That just gave me everything.
Yeah.
All right.
So go
Here's
check out
perfect.
tavern.agency over on Instagram. Let them know that Office Hours sent you. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, why not? Right.
Look at this.
All right.
They only got 1,400 followers. So give them a follow. Really incredible, amazing work over here.
Yeah.
So
Good for
go check it out.
them.
All right.
All right.
So Nick, we have made a real wonky fun shape here. And what's great is this is a great way to brainstorm. If you have like an idea for a shape
Yeah.
or an idea of where you want to go, we can use the new Generative Shape Fill. So go ahead and click on that button right there, and let's type
Okay.
in what we want to see in there, and let's see what happens. I'm very interested.
Wilderness camp. Oh, I love this. I'm gonna with lake and mountains. How
Sure.
about that?
Yep.
Perfect.
And so what it's going to do is it's going to try to match that shape. And we actually have a lot of settings that we can do that I'll show in just a second.
Oh, good.
But it's going
Let's
to try
check
to
this
fill that shape and match it as close as it can with the actual content of the generation.
Hey,
There you go.
check it out. Oh, wait, even better.
Right?
Even better.
And so
Look
it
at
has
that.
created. I'm so sorry, chat, for what just happened. Sorry, I had an
Uh-oh.
email come through, and it was the loudest notification that possibly has been known to man. I am so sorry for that journey, chat. I'm gonna go close that right now.
Oh, I like that it keeps the actual path that
Yeah,
we
so it
use
will
to
keep
shape.
your actual
Okay.
shape there, which is really cool.
So can we go and do some adjusting, or do you say there's something else we could do that's a little bit fun?
So I'm gonna hop back over, and I'll
Yeah,
kind of
go
show
for it.
another workflow of how we can change and work through those things. So let's say that we wanted to create a planet. The planet is the example that I've been using just because it is
Yeah.
very simple shapes. Or Nick, can you think of anything else that's made up of very simple shapes?
Ooh, stop sign.
Oh, let's try a stop sign. I
Yeah.
don't know how we'll do with letters, but let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Office Hours is the show where we like try to show you a new thing and then be like, does it work? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna
we are
use
beta testers,
we're
aren't we?
beta testers here live. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the polygon tool, and if you haven't used a polygon tool, you can click and drag, and it's gonna create a polygon for you, little
Nice.
dancing polygon, and then you can actually use the arrow keys to add or subtract different sides. So this one is 3, 4. Oops. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So this is obviously stop sign. We got it. Let's go ahead and shrink this down. And with that, let's open up the contextual toolbar here. And we're going to do Gen Shape Fill Beta. And I'm going to type in stop sign. Let's do red stop sign.
Like,
and I'm very curious what's going to happen.
It's like, Andrew, I know it is.
Right? Now, what I can do is I am going to do shape strength. I'm going to do very tight. Yes, trying to get it there. Minimum amounts of detail. So there are settings that you can change right here. We also can change a style reference. So if we wanted to, we could come in here and do flat design. And then we also can set colors. And so I want to go to color and tone right here. And I want to do this in 2 colors. And I want it to be red. And I want it to be white. And chat, we're going to really see what happens here and hit generate. So historically, AI in general is not great with letters or wording. So I think that it's going to get the shape right. I think it's going to get the word wrong. Let's see if it can prove me wrong here and see what happens. So really great new tool in Adobe Illustrator. If you want to brainstorm stuff, it's a really great tool for that. And I am going to show another example of maybe like a planet. I don't know why planet is like, all right.
Hey.
I mean, we got a red stop sign. It was like, do you want a red stop sign?
Color.
This is what a red stop sign is. So it did get a red stop sign. I'm actually not mad that it did that because that is kind of exactly what I told it to do. So let's do this. Let's create a snowman. That's going to be an easy kind of demonstration here. So we're going to create a little snowman. Chat, we need you to name him, please. And I am just going to window Pathfinder these together so it is 1 shape instead of 3. My Pathfinder's open. There it is. So we have our shape here.
And oh my God. That is my next t-shirt design. My Pathfinder window is open.
I
say that 15 times a day.
Where is it? So we're going to go to Gen Shape Fill Beta, and we're going to do cute snowman with carrot nose and charcoal and black rock eyes. Slowly, because I can't do charcoal. So we're gonna do in the middle here in the strength. We do want like some. Let's do some like middle maximum detail.
Nice.
We are gonna go here, and this time I actually want to choose a different style. I'm gonna choose a low poly 3D style. I think.
Oh, cool. And you're doing that after you wrote in the prompt, right?
Yep.
So you haven't hit generate yet. All right, cool.
Wrote in the prompt, and then right here on the little toolbar, there are all kinds of different tools. For this one, we are going to do vibrant colors, and we're just going to do auto colors. I also am going to remove these. I actually don't want to make sure that I have black and white. I don't think there's any colors I really want to have. And from there, I'm just going to hit generate. And check this out. It is going to generate a snowman for me, which is going to be really cool. And then I'm going to show you how to maybe match a style of another illustration you've done. If you're trying to brainstorm on how to expand a system, you can actually match a certain style from work that you've done, which is really cool. Or if you have stock, something from stock, anything you have the rights to, you can also go in and match that style really easily, which is just such a great tool to be able to use here in Adobe Illustrator. So generating, got it. Low poly 3D snowman. And the reason that it is not filling in some of these shapes is probably because it's white. So let's go ahead. Yes. So it's trying to fill in like the white shape. So if I pull it over here, we got a low poly snowman, and it's actually trying to pull in some of that shape. And so it's basically thinking we can use the base shape as well. So let's go ahead and let's make the base shape just a little bit off white. Look at that little guy.
Wow. I love that it actually picked a camera like angle, and you're seeing the shading of each of the snowballs. That's really cool.
So let's say this. Let's say that I also want to create a Christmas tree, right? And so let's do this. And I'm just going to create kind of this Christmas tree shape. All right.
The cool thing here is like you're getting to give the parameters of the shape, maybe some nuances that are part of, it could be a element from a logo, right?
Yep. And so here I want to do Christmas tree covered in snow with lights and ornaments. Please help me, chat, if I spelled that wrong. We're gonna do this one still in the middle, I think, and this one let's do maximum detail. For the style, we want to keep the same style because I'm gonna try to reference it. So we're gonna do low poly, and then we are going to choose asset. And we can just click and drag around this little guy, and it is going to match that asset as my style reference, which is really cool. Right. And then hit generate, and we'll probably get the same colors. We'll probably get similar decorations. So I'm guessing that like the decorations are going to be black and orange. I'm guessing we're going to have like a bit of a white tree as opposed to a green tree. But let's see what happens here and what it generates using that style reference. It's pretty cool, Nick.
I love, that's like the ultimate little cheat code.
Yeah,
that's
especially
cool.
if you have a design that you have done and you want to like test out ideas or be like, will this look good in this style or that style? And you do have the options here to kind of cycle through. So there's your low poly tree. If you want more, you can just generate again right here. It will give you more options. If we wanted to include certain colors, we also could do that. But what's really, really cool is these are live vectors. And so if we wanted to, we could use all the other vector tools that we have, including something like Generative Recolor, which is really cool. So we can do this and then Generative Recolor to maybe do a Christmas tree, right? Nick, what are you doing over here? You've created a little like beach scene in a star and then an arcade cabinet in a little polygon.
I know, look at this. This is so cool. I actually just put in, retro inspired neon colors, arcade, kind of summer vibes. And then on this one as well, I just put beach, umbrella, and tried it with the star. So again, it's kind of really amazing. On this one too, I tried what you did where, let's see, right here, we went into this one with the umbrella and I tried this little effects area. I love this idea because there might be something very similar. Like, look at this one, doodle. That's got to be kind of neat. Let's see how that one works. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So as that renders, over here, we do have our vectors here, which is really cool. And this is our Christmas tree. So I can select these and use any other tool here to go to edit colors, generative recolor. And this time let's do Christmas colors. So let's do Christmas and let's do red, green, and let's do vibrant neon and see what comes up here. So we're gonna use generative recolor here to recolor this artwork. And again, this is kind of brainstorming, getting ideas and working through what this could look like. And maybe we want to do like a different color palette of like reds and blues and like silver. So let's just do a magical sunset. And see what happens here. I love using generative recolor with just like kind of made up different terms.
Like, what's your interpretation of this?
Yes, I'm not mad about that one. So really love these colors here. And then I can kind of see where these polys could go, especially here. I could rebuild this to be much more precise. You can see it's got some weird edges. It's got some odd stuff going on, but we could go in and we could rebuild this with our skills in Illustrator very easily. And let's say that this one is a little bit too dark. It is live vector. So you can literally grab these, change colors, move things around. It is all live vector, which is really, really cool.
It's still weird to get used to the AI vector stuff, right? Because it's like, we're not used to being able to just pick and choose and customize it right off the bat, every single element.
Really cool.
That's great.
All right. So flip flop, next flop for the flip. Let's flip the next flop. Let's go ahead and hop over to maybe a new. Do we want to? Oh, we probably can't. We get in trouble for showing that one. I'm gonna avoid that one because there is a sporting event coming up that is fairly litigious if we use their name or terms anywhere. So we're going to talk about don't you dare. I don't want to take this episode down. So we are going to talk about Stride. This is a really cool rebrand that has happened. And I believe that I saw the actual designer of this post about drawing and the process here. And Nick,
Love
what do
that
you think?
change.
What do you, in general? What do you think about
Mm,
rebrands like this that are kind of? We see Jessica Hish doing a lot of these.
yeah.
We see a lot of people doing these kind
Our
of.
our buddy Bob Ewing does
Bob
a lot in
Ewing
this
does a
new.
ton of
Yep.
yes, just of these little updates that are refined, that are pulling it into a new zone, but not changing the actual like look and feel. How do you feel about that? And like from a business perspective, why would you do something like this?
I think it's all about improvements, refinement, and clarity. And I think here they had a very odd bridge there between the R and the I, because they were not doing the script R. They were doing more of a kind of like a, what would you call it? More of a typical R, not non-cursive.
Yeah.
And all I saw was that empty space between the R and the I.
Yep.
And then also too, I think things have gotten a little bit more crisp and a little bit more modern when they use scripts that have the more call it more like chiseled edges rather than the rounded.
Yep.
I think the previous one dates it a little bit, and the new one makes it feel so refreshed. It is like a facelift. It really is. That's,
yeah, it totally is.
Best
And
way to call it.
here, like it was founded in 2013. This feels very 2013. Like I
Yeah.
like it.
That's,
I
that's
just
over 10 years.
yeah, I don't know
you
how
know?
to describe it, but it feels like that era. Everything was a little bubbly, a little fun. Everything had like a
Yeah.
little bounce to it. And so seeing it
Yeah.
be more modern, more sleek. And the thing that gets me, and I'm gonna see if I can like pull. Let's see if I can pull real quick. Actually,
And also too, just having that connectivity of the S and the T now is all momentum. Like, look at that.
100%.
What a missed opportunity. In fact, they're lined up on that last one, but this is just and
Yep.
I'm a little like a little sad to see no I, but part of me was thinking to like cut that into a dot.
Yep. And these are the little things that like we as designers will
Yeah.
notice is like we're on a pretty like structured grid here with these letters. And I think
Yeah.
that like that's the magic of this kind of rebrand is that like it's just so tightly it feels almost mathematical.
Mhm.
But I do like, let's see if this hits too. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
hitting just like all the perfect angles. And let's do this. Let's see if we reflect it. If that E is going to be on the, and I'm sure that it is. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's see what happens. Yup. Like,
yeah, look at that.
it's so well constructed. And this is the
Yeah.
thing that if you're working on a refresh like this, I think that it's so important to be able to justify the changes that you're making. And
Overlap
especially
like
in
this, yeah.
a update like this, being able to say, hey, the other one isn't wrong, but like technically, let's go ahead and fix the technicality of this logo. I mean, like,
Yeah. The
it's-
S1 has to be off there a little bit because it's basically offset from the curvature of the S.
yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So I
it's
get
still
that.
hitting. I mean, it's hitting
Yeah.
pretty close on that.
I love the taper in the D. Like if you take off your the guidelines from the
Oh yeah,
D, you
it's
can
got
see,
just a
like,
little bit of that taper.
That's
Actually,
so
here,
nice.
let's do this, chat. This will be easier. So I'm gonna do. Then this is just a tip for you. If you have lines and you need to see something, you can go to View. You can go to Guides, and then you
Yeah,
can
or
actually
make
make
guides.
these into guides. So now I can
So
see through that without having the stroke on it. Everything that's
Yeah.
guides. So you can see that it is deviating a little bit where it needs the character. Especially, ooh, this is magic right here. That. Just a little extra
Yep.
swoop on that R is
Yeah.
just delicious.
It really is. If you go back to that old one, there was something kind of sad on it. If you look, doesn't it feel like it's starting to like melt and it feels a little bottom heavy?
It feels melty.
Like it feels like everything's starting to move to the base of it. The base has the thickest lines or something. I don't know what it
Yes.
is, but to me, this is just, chef's kiss.
Yes.
I really love it. I'm curious, was it a new designer or did the previous designer get to do it? Because I'm currently doing this with a old client and it's
Yes.
really weird. Like rebranding something you did.
Oh,
wild. Yeah.
are you doing that like a revisiting?
Oh, it's all new. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's changing for many reasons of what they want the brand to be. I'll share it with you when we're all done. But it's interesting. Yeah. So I'm curious on that one. Did the previous designer get to revisit that, or did they go somewhere else?
It's funny because I saw on X the designer that did it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to find if there's anywhere that has like a process or designer. And let me see here. I'm gonna look through real quick.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
curious on that because
yeah, I do think that it was a new designer who updated this. Let me
oh,
keep looking.
there's so many reasons why maybe the previous one didn't do it, didn't redo it. It could have been, there's so many different reasons. All I
Yep.
know is I'm so glad I have the opportunity to be rebranding something I branded, because if it went somewhere else, I don't know if I could sleep at night.
Yep. And
Do
it
you know
looks
what I
like the
mean?
work was done by Red Scout. I'm
Okay.
trying to find them on Insta to see if I can find any information.
Red
Red
Scout.
Scout. They're an
Interesting.
agency. And here we go. There is agency. There's small agencies. Today is like small agency day. That's yours.
I
Here we
love
go.
it. There we
Red
go.
Scout. So you can see here the Stride rebrand is happening right here. 2023. So this isn't even like a new. This is, I mean, it's fairly new,
Oh,
but really great. I wonder, like, we just missed it and then had to come back to it.
but
But
yeah,
yeah,
maybe that was it, and it got on a few blogs just the other day.
that's rad. So
Good
Red
for them.
Scout, awesome work on this. Love the icon set, the
Oh,
illustration style.
worth talking about, because I think, again, like, I love this design look, but it does seem to be used a lot. So I like that they threw a little spin on it. Um, Awfully close to something that we both know and love, I
Uh,
would say.
Awfully close to, I think,
Awfully
a
close,
lot. Like this kind
but
of corporate
to
illustration
some
style
of our
is like
yeah.
is a hot trend.
Some of it looks, go back up. Some of it doesn't look right.
Really?
Yeah. Look at yeah, there's like inconsistent, like, I
There's
don't
some
know.
stylistic choices that have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a stethoscope. They're not. It's not a heart. It's a stethoscope.
Okay. But like the woman with the purple, like, and then the screen's the same color, it's not coming off too well. I don't know.
That's odd. Nick's here for the hot takes today, y'all.
What happened?
What
Wait.
spicy Nick? My goodness. So breaking news.
Yeah.
So that was one. Let's hop back again. We're doing
Yes.
flip flops today, and we're gonna
All
flip flop
right.
back into, and not back into. We're gonna flip flop into Photoshop. Let me get this
Ooh.
open real quick. I don't know why it didn't open, but there are some new tools in Adobe Photoshop, and we might do both of them back to back. Let's see what happens.
If they're together, they're considered part of the same chapter, right? It's the same thing.
Yes.
You don't have to go back.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what happened
Just
here.
making it more seamless.
Yeah, let's do some more. Do you say steamless?
Seamless.
Steamless.
Seam.
So I'm gonna open up an image real quick. Let me find something in Photoshop, and then we are
Nice.
going to show you some of the new tools. So we have a adjustment brush and a selection brush. So two new
Oh, yes, I
things
saw these.
happening in Photoshop. And let me find like literally any image that is on my computer. Why do I have no images on my computer?
We should ask chat while we're switching over here. Have some fun with the generative vectors on AI and post them in our Discord. We'd love to
Yes.
see what you guys do.
Yes.
That would be awesome. You
Yes,
guys
and
got
our
like
Discord
extra
is
time.
discord.gg/ACC. It really is our community. That's Nick's screen. It's a great community over here that helps to kind of help us level up our skills, to have some chat about office
Ooh.
hours.
Nice.
I don't know why I put the emphasis on the second was really weird.
Office
Hours. Weird.
I love that's a good little thing when people have the wrong one and they continue to do that with
Yes.
certain terms. I love it.
Yes. And someone saying brand slam ideas. Yes, last week we did brand slam, which was super fun. If you missed that episode, please go watch it. And as always, like, subscribe to the Adobe Live YouTube channel so you don't miss episodes of Office Hours. But someone's asking for an Acrobat related question. You can ask
Ooh.
here. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and tag and say, you can ask here. I'll help where I can.
Signed, Adobe Sensei.
Signed, Adobe Sensei. Hello. So if you need help with something, if you are struggling on a project, if you have homework that you need to get done and you need some feedback on it, we're on there, and there's an awesome community that's on there as well, staying
Yeah.
involved and helping you out with your creative endeavors. So let's hop over to Photoshop. There's some new tools here. Aww.
I love the
Generic
pictures
family.
we always take for examples in Photoshop. They I think they all come from the same photographer.
Right? Just like generic family hanging out.
I love it.
Okay, so let's say that this guy is so happy and he's like, I really like this photo of myself, but these people are ruining it. So he wants to remove them. He wants to remove them. Super easy way to do that now. We have a selection brush, which is really cool. It's actually underneath the lasso tool. Don't know why. It should be under like the magic wand tool, but it's underneath the lasso tool. And now we have this brush, and we can simply come in here and we can paint over. So instead of trying to make a selection of the people, we can just use a brush to select this area. So super powerful, especially if you're using things like Generative Fill to maybe remove these. We have those as a selection. And if I do Generative Fill and generate, it should just remove those people for me. So it's a new way that you're not using the lasso tool. You're not using the object selection tool. You can very quickly make large selections by using this selection brush, and boom, they're gone.
Wow.
Seamless.
Really good. Look at
It's
three
pretty
totally
good.
Wait, each one of those is good, and yet there's some changes to those three options. It's really something.
Yep. So you can see there how well that worked. And let's say that we wanted to take this into Adobe Express. And maybe we wanted to have like, or maybe we just wanted these people on their own layer for whatever reason. Maybe we want to put them on a different background. Let's do that. Easy. So what I'm going to do is this time I am going to, let's go ahead and select subject and see if it will select all of these people at the same time, or if it's just going to select one or two. We also have some other selection tools that we can use, but we are going to use, I mean, yeah, not bad. I am going to clean up a couple little parts here that got a little bit wonky.
Some of the, like look at the way it is that because of your backgrounds? Like, why did it do the chin like that?
I don't know. Let's go ahead and use a different tool. Let's go ahead and use the object selection tool. So if you haven't used this, object selection tool is really great for just selecting people, especially people.
Okay,
and you can
now
click on
crazy.
them and it will select them, or you can go and you can actually just draw around them, which is what I'm going to do. Just to make sure that I get all of them, is I'm just going to kind of draw around here. And it should grab them individually, and it should do a little bit of a better job at finding the edges of the people there. And we're going to do, much better.
There we go.
Okay, and then we're going to select mom and daughter here. Ladies, let's go. All right,
she's got her
there we
basket.
go.
She's ready.
Got it. I was so lazy about that selection.
Let's
see if that worked. I saw. I noticed. Did a great job. So did a great job doing that selection. And what I'm going to do here is I am just going to layer via copy. So I'm going to use my lasso tool to right click and go to layer via copy. And it's just going to make a copy of those people. Basket. Dang it. I lost the basket, y'all. Hold on.
A little sloppy on the basket.
Hold on. All right. Background, object selection. Please find me a basket. Thank you. Let's go ahead and select just all of that. Thank you. What a gift. We are going to do the same thing here. I'm going to layer that via copy. We're going to merge those down to pretend like I made a good selection the first time. And there we go. Wait, what?
That looks spooky.
Did I lose the basket? Wait, did I layer them via cut? I layered via cut. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Okay. Wait, why are they out? Wait, what happened? Okay, let's do this. Nick,
there's just too much happening in Photoshop now that you
don't
even know. You don't even know what you did.
Oh, no. I'm failing the audition. All right, I have my selection. We are going to layer via copy.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so they're still there. Layered via copy. Looks good. And now what I can do is I can actually just grab the selection of the people right here. And then I am going to invert my selection using the contextual toolbar right here. And then we are going to change out the background. So we're going to use Generative Fill to change out that background. And maybe let's put them at the beach. So let's just do beach scene. And then we're going to generate, and it's going to replace that background for us, which is really cool. Now, there is another way to do this, Nick. There's so many ways that are new in Photoshop to do so many things, is we could actually remove the background and then replace the background. I did this in like the most complicated way possible. Yeah. It did some things.
It did a lot.
It made some decisions about, well,
hey.
Okay, so I made some decisions. There is a new and different workflow, and let's go ahead and do that real quick. We are simply going to select this. I'm going to remove background right here, and we could do that in contextual toolbar as well. It should remove that background, find the people pretty well for me. Let's find out how well it does. I do feel like remove background usually does a lot better job. Okay, it did okay. It didn't do great. It did okay.
Wasn't there a replace background kind of filter back recently?
There is.
Am I imagining?
No,
something?
there is, and that's what I'm trying to find, and I can't find it for some reason.
Let me see if I can do it.
Trying to do. So it is here. The other thing is adjustment brushes. So adjustment brushes are over here in Photoshop, and they're right underneath the blur tool. If you click into adjustment brushes, we can adjust maybe the brightness and contrast, and maybe we want to do it over these people, or we can actually do an adjustment brush that will apply to an object. So now, instead of selecting like a brush, I can simply drag over the people, and it's going to select the people. It's going to find those objects, select the people for me, and then I will have an adjustment layer that is masked to those people. So check that out. So it found them really, really well. And if I wanted to, I could change the brightness and contrast. Maybe they need to be a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, maybe a little less contrast, maybe a little more contrast on them, right? And the same thing, if I wanted to do that, I could do a new adjustment layer, and let's maybe do hue and saturation here. Maybe we want them to have a little bit more of a tan. We can apply to an object, and I'm just going to grab all of them. And we have a new hue and saturation layer that is using the adjustment brush to add it in there. So now it has made that mask for me on the hue and saturation layer. We can maybe take their saturation down. Maybe if they're a little bit too red, we can come in here with the reds, pull the saturation on the reds down, even them out a little bit. So really great tool. And let's say that we wanted to do another one. Let's go ahead and do, maybe we want to do a like black and white of them, like maybe it's like coming into color, right? So we can do black and white here. No, not to them. Hold on. We can do a new adjustment layer. Let's do black and white. And then from here, we can just use the brush tool that we have open right here. And we can use all of the same tools with the brush. So we can soften it. We can do a harder brush. We can do a larger, softer. So I'm gonna do a very, very soft brush, and then just start to brush that in. And you can see there how cool that is, that it kind of just brushes in, right? And then if I want to, I can just change right here, back to black, and then do that. This looks like he died.
This kind of reminds me of like Back to the Future, whatever, when he's fading on one side of the picture.
Yes, exactly. He's fading away on one side. So adjustment brush, really great to kind of brush in certain elements. And again, a great use case for that is, let's say that this towel here is the wrong color. So we can do a new adjustment brush. So we're going to come over here to adjustment brush. We're going to do hue and saturation, and we're going to do a new adjustment brush right here, hue and saturation, and then just start brushing that in. And when you start that new adjustment brush, you can actually change the settings right here. But I like to brush a little piece and then adjust the settings, because that will help me kind of
like a dark blue. Oh, like
exactly. It'll see what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah.
And we are just going to kind of brush this in over the towel.
That's pretty crazy. How this wasn't in the app before. Like, this is such a perfect, like, kind of next move.
Yep. And super easy to be able to adjust all these pieces. I'm going to grab a little bit of her hand there, which is fine. Let's go ahead and, why not? Get crazy.
It works.
And now I've used a brush to make that selection, and I can turn it into maybe a brand color.
So it's remembered everything you have used the brush with.
Yep. And let's say that maybe I want to do the same thing here with the shoes. Check it out. That brush is saved and still active. And so now I can just come over here and keep brushing in. And it's going to seamlessly keep that brush and then make the adjustment with that brush instead of having to do selections, instead of having to like go back and do any kind of like weird workflows, right? We can simply just boom, done. And if I wanted to, actually, I could probably just select this like that using the selection tool and then go back to my adjustment brush and we could just paint in, boom, done.
Wow. You know what a cool little trick. Like if you didn't have this, you'd have to go back and reshoot, find the new shoes, find the new whatever it might be, right? These little quick tips, you've taken like 5 or 6 colors that were not uniform and put them together.
Quick tips. Yes.
I love it.
Quick tips here on Adobe Office Hours.
Great.
There are more new things. There's one more new thing that I do want to show off, Nick.
Yeah.
And I think that we have one more thing to talk about as well.
Perfect.
But let me go ahead and open this in Illustrator. That's what it's called. Help me. And Illustrator. Did your camera just move? Hold on.
Oh yeah, it follows me.
What?
Hey.
That's way too dynamic for office hours. That the production value is getting too high, Nick. We need to shut it down. All right, so something that is new in Adobe Illustrator, that's Nick's screen, this is mine, is that you can see this is a very complicated illustration. Like there's a lot going on here. And what's really cool, lots of gradients and all that stuff, is Nick, watch how seamlessly this happens. Ready? You ready for it?
Go.
Look at that. Detail.
Wow.
Detail. Pan, zoom, detail, pan, zoom, detail. So pan and zoom is up to 10 times faster now.
Yeah.
You can actually zoom in a lot further than you used to be able to. So you can zoom into 64,000% now.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Magic. And you can
love
see
the image. The image is beautiful.
Image is beautiful. Thanks, Adobe Stock.
That's Adobe Stock.
This is stock, yeah. Get on your game, Nick.
God.
So even from like super small,
look at that,
and then we can just like whoop 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 whoop, super quick, super easy. Pan and zoom with something like this that is super complicated. It is way faster, way better. The rendering is faster and better. Boom, magic. Wait, hold on.
Wait. Oh,
there's a message. Zoom in on the dragonfly. Okay.
He's done this before.
Soccer ball. Okay. Nick, let me have this. Okay. Car window. Okay, the little car's over here.
Let me have this.
There we go. And we've been trying to reach you at your vehicle's extended warranty. I made a video. If you guys go check out my Instagram, I have a reel about this that kind of is that joke. So I get to use it twice. If I can use a joke twice, it's a wise investment.
The recycling king right here.
Well, I am the king of recycling, especially content. And we do have a new update that is another rebrand. Nick, how many rebrands are we going to go through?
We've got a few.
There's so many. So I'm actually going to play. Hold on, chat. I need to mute Nick. Wait, what did? One more time? Hold on. One more time? Say it slow. Okay, first syllable. Wrong. Hold on. Wait, really? Okay. Yes. Okay, this is funny because we literally talked about this. So it is, and it's really funny because there's like a viral clip of a podcast talking about this and the exact same thing. It is actually Tupperware with a P. Tupperware with B's. Tup. And it's here. This is the rebrand, right? Oh, this is a great logo. No. All right. Welcome to a segment that we like to call counter. Oh no, the counterpoints isn't set up. I need the transition set up. Oh no, I pushed the button and it was the wrong thing. Oh man. So this is something called counterpoints. All right. So let's take a look at this logo here. And I'm actually going to go to their Instagram. Please have Instagram. If Tupperware has Instagram, hold on. They have to. Let me just search real quick. Tupperware. Yes. Okay. So we're here. Ooh, full icon set, everything. Tupperware. Okay. So we got this. We got some use case. Okay. Why don't you like it? Please give us your wrong opinion. Fair. Okay. Oh, I actually think that that's very true. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, yeah. Let's go to the scoreboard. Hold on, Nick. Let me open. I need to open my document real quick. Yeah, yeah. Nick's about to get some points here. Let's go ahead and let's go to the. Yeah, we're gonna give Nick. We'll give you 1 point for that. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, chat. Hold on. Where's leaderboard? Chat. Leaderboard is empty. Hold please. Interesting. Do you think they're going to pull a gap? You do? Okay. Stay tuned for a follow-up story about Tupperware. I don't think it's bad. I think that it's safe. It's so safe with a little bit of like, ooh, like this is somebody wearing like business casual with like a fun necklace. Like it's not it's not anything to be excited about, but it's not the leading is so bad. The leading is so bad. Thanks for joining us for office hours, everybody. Nick, and the quality of it, you can see like the JPEG artifacting. Like, yes. Yeah, they are down here. Dude, this was 23 weeks ago, too. So, like, they did this a while ago. This 23 weeks into the rebrand, and you're doing that. I can't. Okay. Where? This one? 3 days ago. But like, no, like, look, I'm gonna like go back a while. Oh no. Oh, they didn't even update the brand. They just added the T. This is 25 weeks ago and it has the T. But like, this is the same brand without the T. All right, sure. That's how we end the episode. Just wow. It's true. The Anaheim Ducks rebranded, and look, they did a great rebrand. This is Anaheim Ducks. It's great. We did it. That's how we end the episode. Thanks, everybody. Come back next week. We have another episode of Adobe Office Hours every Monday at 9 a.m. We're hanging out with you, covering everything that's like new InDesign, as well as kind of everything that's happened that's new with Adobe Express. Thanks for sponsoring Adobe Express. And then just whatever else is happening. So there's great content coming up this week on Adobe Live. Make sure you stick around for that. And Nick, that's the end of the episode. Bye, everybody.